Let's son play with my €200 Lego set after being told not to, by user Bluedux1. So, I'm a big Lego collector, and a year ago, for my birthday, I received a retired Indominus Rex breakout set, which was my dream since I first saw it. I built it at my grandmother's house since my grandfather passed away at that time, so I wanted to stay with her while I built it. So, fast forwards to some months ago, a relative of my grandmother went to visit her and decided to bring her 10-year-old son with her. After some chatting, she asks my grandmother if her son could play with it, which the response from my grandmother was no, since I told her, when I built it, that no one was allowed to touch it if it wasn't for moving stuff, since that Lego is expensive and means a lot to me. So decides to let her son play with it. My grandmother tries to stop her, but it's already too late. An hour after, when my father was picking me up from martial arts, he told me that the kid, while playing with the Lego, accidentally destroyed many parts of it. And when I arrived there, I saw my grandmother trying to fix the Lego and many pieces on the ground or scattered across the room. After I had to rebuild it, we tried to confront the and she passed it off like it was nothing and told us that if there's a toy her son should be able to play with it. She never apologized either. To this day, I'm still not sure if there are missing parts around the house. Horrendous parents refuse to return items her child stole, by user PhilBasic6021. This happened February 2025. I had just finished up my shopping, and was loading my items into my bicycle, when I noticed that a bag of crisps, and a bag of sweets, were gone. In the corner of my eye I see the little shit of a child, who also accused me of committing arson on a construction site, stuff the items into his backpack. I followed his dumb ass to his house, where I confronted the kid, and his parents. I politely asked for my items back, but they refused. The parents defended their child by saying, quote, "He's such a good boy, he would never do that." When I asked if I could see what was in his bag, they told me they'd call the police and I would be arrested for harassment. This whole conversation up this point has lasted about 5 minutes. They eventually did call the cops, which after hearing my story, checked the boy's bag, and what do you know? My items. The boy still annoys me to this day. Such a little shit. Entitled Mom Demands I Give Comic-Con Costume to Son, Then Pushing Me Over Because of It, by user public_of_Britannia. I, 17M, usually attend my local Comic-Con once a year, and every time I had gone before there hadn't been an issue like this, however this time was a bit different. I was attending one of those best costume contests. At the end of the day, I got placed 4th, and during when I was putting my costume away, one of the kids came up to me and said he liked my costume. No big deal, right? Always love compliments to my costumes. However, fast forward 10 to 20 minutes after I had packed away the costume, the parent of the kid tried opening my bag with the costume in it. Luckily I saw this as it was going on and confronted her on it, and though I don't remember the details of the convo, it went something like this. Me, what are you doing? That's not your bag. Kid's mom, my son likes your costume and he wants it, so I'm getting it for him. Me, yeah, no, he cannot have it, it took a while to make, so I'm not gonna give it away. Kid's mom, well, it doesn't look the best, so why would you want to keep it? I mean, like, come on, it looks like it's made out of crappy cardboard and staples. For some info on the costume, it's made out of sheet metal made from cut-up soda cans in the design of a knight's suit. The edges are quite sharp and it takes care to not hurt yourself when putting it on, which comes up in a bit. Me, then why do you want it if it's so crappy? And either way it's too big for your son to wear, so it wouldn't even fit him. Kid's mom, I don't care. All he really wants is the helmet anyways, so just let us have it. At this point she starts to open the bag again, which in response I tried to take my bag from her. Her thought was to push me over because of it, which she successfully does, then screamed at me to go away. So, while I was getting back up, I decided to not tell her the sharpness of the helmet as she opens the bag, and as she lifts out the helmet to give to her son, who's looking like a deer caught in the headlights, poor kid, she cuts her finger open from one of the sharp edges. This is what played out as she then drops the helmet. Kid's mom, now screaming, what the F sharp CK is wrong with you? You just cut me. Me, well, I told you not to take it, you have no idea what was in there. And I didn't cut you. Kid's mom, I'm calling the police on you and getting you banned. One of the people that was working the event came up to us and asked what was going on. He looked at the mom's cut finger and asks if she's okay, which she comes up with the idea that I trapped my bag with razor blades and I cut her on purpose. As he looks to me, I try to explain the situation, but the mom keeps cutting me off, to which is not my proudest moment, I screamed at her, "Can you shut the F-sharp CK up, you F-sharping cow," which she promptly did. This got a ton of stares from a load of people who, in all likelihood, thought I was the one in the bad. In all honesty, me calling her a cow wasn't the best move, and the person working there tried to kick me out. However, I asked him if we could talk somewhere else and let me explain the full situation, which he luckily allowed me to do. Somehow, he believed my story over hers when I showed him the helmet's edges, and when we got back to her she had fake tears all down her face telling people how I abused her and attacked her and all that BS, and when she saw the person working there walk towards her she exclaimed, "Why is he still here?" and him explaining she had to leave, which she should have done as it was end of day anyways. The rest of the convo went along those lines, her throwing insults and fake stories about me and him telling her to leave while getting angrier and angrier, until she tried to push him over, missed and tripped onto her hands, and now he was at his boiling point. He told her she was banned from the event altogether. One of the female workers came and escorted her and her son out, but before they left I gave the poor kid one of the shoulder pads which I used on the costume, as he was really sweet and I felt bad for him. I told him to tell his mom he just found it so she wouldn't get all mad about it. And before all the comments about giving the kid something sharp, it was a 3D printed piece just sanded and painted, so it was totally safe and easily remade. But yeah, that's the story. I hope that kid's mom gets some help because she had some issues clearly, and for the kid I feel so bad for him. Thanks for reading. My partner's parents tried to bribe me, by user think Shesmith throwaway. Not my parents but my BFs. My BF, M36, and I, F34, have been together a little over a year. His parents hate me over a gift. I will try to link my old posts, but it's in my history, but I gave a jokey gift in a basket of other gifts to Mill, not legally but easier to call her that, on Mother's Day. She and Phil have been just awful, but the siblings and significant others have had my back as well as my BF. Last night I stepped out to tend my garden and had to get some stuff out of my car. There was a letter on my car. "We are deeply sorry if we offended you. Please understand that we, as parents, love our children and you have now taken all of them from us. This smear campaign is going overboard. Please do not be cruel." And also a check for $15,000. I showed this to my BF and he took pictures and sent it in the sibling group chat. This morning was a blizzard of calls and texts. My BF got texts from his mom and he asked the obvious WTF. She said she figured that was a peace offering as she knew I grew up poor. The rest of the talk went a bit like this. "BF, Mom, this is too far. I'm sorry but this is just over the line. OP and I are no contact. Do not contact us and do not come on our property and do not come near us. Stop. Just stop. Mill, I wanted to protect you, but if you want to be stubborn so be it. Keep her. But don't lose us. We are your parents. We love you. She can leave you anytime she doesn't want you. Parents never abandon their children. BF, if you loved me you would have accepted the person I love. I know damn well you don't like her. You made it very clear. Mill, she's no good but it's not my choice, okay? I know it's not my choice. You have to make your own mistakes." And she sent a wall of text of why I am not good for him. The very apparent reasons of me being queer and not religious were there, but here are my favorite other ones. I am thin, so clearly I am on drugs. I garden and clearly I am growing drugs. I am of a particular race and in certain parts of town that race sells drugs. Our children will be sick because I will do drugs while pregnant. Oh, and I like anime, which makes me immature. There were more but it's just bizarre. Fucking hell. Entitled Mum Demands I Date Her Son, by user Lush Velvet Creepers. So I grew up with a male friend, literally from toddler age, who lived on my street, who was close with my family too. We hung out often during the summer holidays and weekends, and when I was about 10, I asked him out. He declined. We moved on and didn't hang out as often, eventually drifting apart completely once I was in high school. Bear in mind, I was a child when I asked him. Skip to when I was around 17 years old, my boyfriend, now husband, was round at my house for Valentine's Day, hadn't spoken to the friend in years at this point. The old friend posts a bunch of stuff through my letterbox. I think it was something like a mouse mat with my name on it, various other stationery type gifts, and a card asking me out, saying he regretted saying no all those years ago. This guy was a stranger at this point and it was very clearly visible I was in a 3 to 4 year relationship. My boyfriend posted all the stuff back through his letterbox along with a note that I wrote, declining him. Skip to an hour or so later, his mum messages me on Facebook, absolutely fuming that I turned down her son and broke his heart. She demanded I give him a chance as we'd known each other for so long, etc. etc. I obviously said I had a boyfriend and her son was a creep, so she told me they were moving away just because of me. Ridiculously, they did actually move out and I never heard from either of them again. Most bizarre thing I have ever experienced. We made sure my family was aware so they were uninvited from all future family gatherings.